Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We on another one. If you've seen the title of this video, I'm gonna start with love. You feel me? I'm gonna start with love. You know how I feel about Timothée Chalamet. You feel me? Timothée Chalamet. You feel me? But I'm also mix this in with the new Jack Harlow quote that he did. Again, I'm not saying that they are doing this on purpose. They don't know that they're doing something wrong, and they don't understand it because it needs context. With us, usually what we do is we try to provide context, or usually history provides the context for us. My last Timothée Chalamet video, I seen all of these people comment saying, you're just a hater, you're just a hater, you're just a... Listen, two things can be right at once. I'm definitely a hater, right? But I also can like the art. You understand what I mean? Two things can be right at once. So before I start this off, I want to start by saying I'm gonna start this off with love. The love for us. The love for people that look like me. I think that to break this down is, I don't understand how y'all don't understand the aspect of, I'm gonna just say it, I told you so. I'm gonna say that I told you so. And the reason why I'm saying I told you so specifically with Timothée Chalamet, you feel me? Timothée Chalamet, you feel me? Timothée Chalamet. I just love playing with his name. But no, the reason why I'm going to go back on this and say that I was right is because the context. Now, I'm going to give you the context of basically what he said about the art form of ballet and opera. Now, this is the thing I will say. I can understand that I'm not no mathematician. I'm an artist, right? I'm literally a traditional visual artist, creative artist, right? Do a little digital work, do a little not safe for work here from there. But don't get it twisted. Even though I'm a traditional artist, I can also see the beauty in filming. I know that that is an art form within itself. I can go deeper. There's an art form even in, for lack of better words, there's an art form in ballet. There's an art form in opera. There's an art form in, I'm not a music producer, but I can also see that there's an art form in that. I'll even go even deeper. There's an art form even in mathematician. There's literally people that literally eat, sleep, and pray the science, like stats, numbers, like it just literally oozes out of them, and it's like it gets their juices going. They're passionate about it. Now, that's just maybe just my view, but I know that there's some people out there in the world that do view math as an art form because it's just beautiful to them. Humans are really, I don't know how to describe us, but we are really amazing creatures when we look at whatever we're passionate about and we go to fuck in, we lock the fuck in. But here comes the kicker though. When you add in capitalism, it does something to that formula that helps that passion as far as the equation being solved in that passion. You know what I mean? What do you call it? The solution would be the passion. When you add in that capitalism, it does something to that formula. And sometimes not always good. You understand what I mean? Now, the reason why I added that capitalism aspect is because with Timothée Chalamet, you feel me? Timothée Chalamet, you feel me? What he's going to say. And you have to literally compare this with what he views hip hop. What he views as basically lucrative in rap and hip hop. And I'm gonna say to black people that love Timothée Chalamet, you don't love hip hop. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to love hip hop. You don't have to love rap. You don't have to love the art form, the essence of that. You don't have to be in it to love it. But you also gotta acknowledge the fact that you are literally saying that you are basically A-okaying a person that is in it for the lucrative aspect, and that's okay. Listen, I get that there's people that look like me that's in it for the lucrative aspect too. I get that. That's not what we're saying. We're not going to move the goalposts here. We're talking about the aspect of the essence of the art. Now, to going back to the ballets, we're going to just listen to what Timothée Chalamet said. Timothée Chalamet.
He keeps like...
Now, this is a artist. I said artist. Well, technically, yes, a YouTuber. He's creative in how he expresses himself about different topics, and it is an art form. He's really good at it, to be honest with you. Alexx the Yapper. I just recently followed him. And yeah, he's got some really decent good videos. He got some good points. He lets you, basically make your own decision, and I respect it for real. I do. Let me see.
Attacking, or he has like this one.
Let me see.
I understand why people hate Timothée Chalamet. Recently, for all of you who don't know, Timothée Chalamet has been going viral because he keeps like attacking, or he has like this one-sided beef with like opera and ballet.
I admire people, and I've done it myself, to go on a talk show and go, hey, we got to keep movie theaters alive. You know, we got to keep this genre alive. And another part of me feels like if people want to see it, like Barbie, like Oppenheimer, they're going to go see it and go out of their way to be loud and proud about it. And I don't want to be working in ballet or
Why do you not want to be working in ballet and opera, Timothée Chalamet?
opera, or, you know, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though it's like...
What are they saying about hip-hop, black people? To the people that really fuck with Timothée Chalamet and his what did they say about hip-hop? Just with the whole last beef with Drake and Kendrick, what did they say about hip-hop? They said it's a dying form. A lot of people were trying to basically say it's dying, it's dead, or it's been dead. People that look like me are saying these type of things. You understand what I mean? That never really truly even heard a fucking like a cannabis album, like never listened to some old school type of, you know what I mean? I'll even put J. Cole in there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even J. Cole a little bit slippy because of capitalism, you know what I mean? With the whole Drake shit, I ain't even gonna hold you. He kind of missed me with a lot of this shit. His responses was a lot of iffy. You know what I mean? Even with his new album, J. Cole's new album, it was a little bit Drakey. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. It was a little Drakey. And you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand that you gotta sell. I do. But do understand that equation, that solution, as far as the equal, this plus this equals that, do understand that changes the formula when you add in that capitalism aspect. When you add in that capitalism with your passion for that, whatever craft it is, it's going to change the output. And it's going to also change how people view your output. It just is what it is. Even artists like myself have to go through that shit. Visual traditional artists, we have to go through that shit. You understand what I mean? This is just my thoughts on it.
No one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there.
It's like, you basically gave all of that. Basically, nobody cares about ballet and opera, but respect to ballet and opera. Do you understand? And do you think that that's not the same? You don't think that he has the same views about if hip hop is technically dying, is what they're saying on the internet, on the Al Gore's internet? Do you not think that they're saying that about, you don't think that he's saying that about hip hop in the soon to come future? If hip hop was to truly be dead, you don't think that he's going to completely put that shit down? Do you understand where I'm going with this? So again, I'm not saying this to basically rile up any fucking army to go against Timothée Chalamet. All I'm saying is all of the people that basically was saying that this is just him expressing himself and this is just him loving the hip hop and loving the craft and you're just a hater. I'm going to just be honest with you. Like I said before, two things could be right at once. I could be a hater. I could be a hater of this man's view and opinion about hip hop and his self-included inclusion inside of hip hop. I can hate that, but I can at the same time be understanding in the aspect of this ain't for you, my dude. Like he can be, y'all can be right in y'all aspect of me hating on him, but I can also be right in the aspect of he's in this for the wrong fucking reasons, and he does not need to be in this. He don't. It just is what it is. He's proving my point with this ballet and opera because of that. That's an art form. I just don't understand how you as a artist, for lack of better words, Timothée Chalamet is an actor. I do consider actors as an art form. Okay, I do. But I do also have to acknowledge the aspect of his specific view on other forms of art is also what basically deters, not deters, but basically his views on other art forms are what is the problem with this creative field that we're in. You understand what I mean? Because you wouldn't be doing this shit if it wasn't for the money. And that's cool. That's okay. But you have to stand on that shit. Be that person. You understand what I mean? If that's you, that's you. That's okay. I understand you got to get it how you live. But if that's you, you got to stand on that. Don't try to be like, yeah, I was doing this since I was 16 and I was trying to get in the market and all that. No, you wasn't. It was just something to do. And, some light. It's cool, though. It's cool. That's just something to do. It is what it is.
Way to be loud and proud about it. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but
bingo. Why are you worried about you just lost 14 cents in viewership, Timothée Chalamet? Capitalism plays a part in our solution. In our equation, in our this plus this equals that. Why are you worried about that? You Timothée fucking Chalamet, bruh. You're Timothée fucking Chalamet, bitch. You fucking dated a fucking Kardashian, my nigga. Like, why are you worried about you understand where I'm getting with this, y'all? So again, two things can be right. I can be a hater, but he can be also a part of the problem. I can be a hater, but he can also be a part of the problem. Do you understand what I mean? His view on his own field can be a part of the problem. His view on other people's form of art can be a part of the problem. Now I get it. There are some people that truly want to use this as a form to basically take down Timothée Chalamet. I'm not going to do that right now. All I'm going to get into is, why do you like the things that you like? You as a fucking viewer, you as a consumer, why do you like the things that you like? I know that I like Dune because of the sci-fi nature of it, the aspect of the philosophy behind Islam. Let's just keep it a buck. I made it in my other video. I'm going to link the video in the description. Basically, how I view Dune as a interpretation of Frank Herbert's interpretation of Islam. That's what I view Dune as, and it basically opens my mind on how these worlds collide, like they collide in one, and also the aspect of Dune, the prophecy. Basically, if you don't know, Frank Herbert, basically Paul Atreides, he has a son. The son basically goes off and basically becomes a fucking martyr. He becomes a god. Just keep it a buck. He becomes a fucking god. Okay? And that's fucking fascinating to me. You understand what I mean? But you understand that passion? Did I convey that passion? You understand what I mean? Did I say that I shouldn't talk about this passion because I know that people not going to give a fuck, because I know that this is a niche topic, and niche topics don't really trend well on YouTube or TikTok or social media. Do you understand where I'm getting at? So again, I can be a hater. I'm admit it. But he can also be a part of the problem of the art form that we call, whatever it be, ballet, opera, even filming, acting, creative arts. You understand what I mean? Music industry. He can be a part of the problem because of his views on the art form itself. You understand what I mean?
Damn, I just took shots for no reason.
That's not a shot. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's feeling it right now. He's feeling that shit. He's feeling that shit because he knows that sometimes you can feel this way, but now you're on a platform called Variety, and they're clipping the fuck out of this. We're here. You understand what I mean? And not just that, but it gives other people that think like you, if you don't truly mean this, and this is just like a brain splat, then hey, it is what it is. But when you say it on these type of platforms, now other motherfuckers think like that you don't even really truly believe, are gonna also be like, yeah, like this is like the new thing. And again, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Again, to the people that think like this, that's how you truly feel. At least you standing on it. I just don't like the wishy-washy, like people that be like, yes, let's promote the art form and let's promote the craft, try to basically blend in with the motherfuckers that truly want the capitalism. They want the money, and that's cool. If you want the money, that's okay. That's on you. Like, I get it. We gotta survive in this bitch. Just don't do it on other motherfuckers' backs. That's where you lost me, Timothée Chalamet. When you do it on hip hop back, when you do it on rap back, you don't even really fuck with it. Like, I would rather you talk about hip hop than try to involve yourself in hip hop. Like, I would rather you say that hip hop is a dying form than you say you involve yourself in a dying form. I mean, and you involve yourself in a fucking, and then say another fucking form of art is a dying form. You involve yourself in hip hop, and then you say something about another form of art that's a dying form of art. You understand what I mean? Just because you don't see, you know what I mean, or you don't hear. I don't see how y'all don't correlate the two of the aspect of, if he thinks about this about ballet and he thinks about this about opera, and we just seen all of those publications and articles coming out about hip hop being a dying form or dying or dead. I don't see how y'all don't correlate the two. It's okay if that's your capitalism, because capitalism is a hell of a ism, but stand on it. That's all.
Yeah. So.
Hey, by the way, opera is.
Listen, Doja Cat. I got my issues with Doja Cat, but she says some very informative things about opera.
Is 400 years old. Ballet is 500 years old. Somebody named Timothée Chalamet had the nerve. Big guy had the nerve to say on camera that nobody cares. I'm sure you could walk into an opera theater right now, seats will be filled out, and nobody's saying a word. Performance is going, because everybody has that much respect. There is an etiquette around opera. There is etiquette around ballet. It's amazing. It's an amazing theater medium. It's beautiful, and people go there every day to the dance studio. Dancers show up 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever.
Let's just go ahead and get the cat out of the bag. Opera and ballet isn't the most popular form. And yes, a lot of people aren't actually mad about what he said about opera or ballet. They just already don't like Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah.
Like, this was a perfect reason for people to be like, oh, I fucking hate this dude.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I can understand that. Like, the funny thing is that it's a lot of black people that's actually coming to the defense of Timothée Chalamet, which is crazy to me. It is black women and black men that's coming to the defense. And hey, if that's your man, that's your man. That's your man. You feel me? I get it. But let's just call a spade, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call a spade, specifically when it's pertaining to his involvement within hip hop. If this is his views on ballet, which can we just be honest and say that we already had an inkling that this was his views before we even heard his views on ballet and opera. But if this is his views, which he's come out and said on ballet and opera, you understand what I mean? If this is his views on ballet and opera, can we just be honest and say that maybe more than likely this was his views on hip hop, or is his views on hip hop currently? Let's just call it what it is. It's okay. It's all right. Sometimes you have to accept it. And a lot of people will be in denial. I'm not in denial that I'm a hater. I can honestly admit when I'm a hater. When you do what you did, Timothée Chalamet, inside of the hip hop, yeah, you got me. You got me. I'm a hater. I'm a hater. Because ain't no way that you just involve yourself in hip hop and start rapping about the shit that you was rapping about. And then you had people like Russ that basically said ragadocious, and all that bullshit. Meanwhile, he was also getting on motherfuckers Russ was getting on motherfuckers that's rapping about, basically getting on motherfuckers that was rapping about codeine and lean and saying how horrible of a thing that is. And why would you do that type of shit inside of the art form? But you hear him, and it's all of a sudden about the art form, and it's not about the shit under the floorboards and shit like that. It's weird how y'all be like, it's just nasty. And it's like, it's understandable. As a black person, this history repeats itself multiple times. But it's kind of like what did James Baldwin say? To be black and conscious in this nation is to be at a constant state of rage. And I'm not going to be at a state of rage. I'm just going to acknowledge it, call it out, and move the fuck along. You understand what I mean? So this is me acknowledging the fact that this is what he said, calling it out that this is what he said, but this also correlates to his views on hip hop. If you just call it what it is, his views on hip hop. And it just, he picks here, put it in his bag, go look, cash it out at the bank, come out with a whole boatload. You understand what I mean? It just is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
Name 10 operas. Quick, I'm waiting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can't.
Again, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna say this, and to my black people that are in the opera, that are in the ballet field, or basically consume that art form at a constant rate, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You are an outlier. Now, if I see white people saying this, maybe, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. It's not a lot of us that know about that field. I'm gonna just, because it's expensive. I'm gonna say it. It's expensive. It's expensive. I said it. You got me. And most black people that are in that field come from a certain type of class. You understand what I mean? They have a certain type of background. You understand what I mean? It's not a lot of black people, black folk that are in that field. I'm gonna keep it a buck. There are people that are in that field. Let me make sure I'm straight. But usually black American folk, black Americans. I don't know about other, you may have some ballet black folks, a whole bunch of black folks is in ballet in UK, but I'm talking about black American folks. Okay, just keep it a buck with y'all. So I know that this young lady may say that, we don't know of that already. Two things can be right. We don't know that already, and we can also not like Timothée Chalamet.
Name 10 ballet. Can't. Like, name 10 TV. Can't. You know exactly, Matt. And it's okay, too, but these are the type of things you notice about somebody when you already don't like. It's like when you've been on a 5-hour road trip with your mom, and she starts sneezing. It's not because she's sneezing. You're so angry. It's because you're sick of, you're mad. So
I can understand that. I do. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that, let's just call it what it is. I know the black people that's defending Timothée Chalamet, I'm going to need you to just hold off, because I understand that you may like him as a person, the parasocial shit. But if I'm just specifically speaking on his involvement with hip hop, that's all I'm doing right now. If he feels this way about as he said it, a dying form called opera and ballet, right? And he said what he said, then trying to defend himself by saying, I'm losing 14 cents in ad revenue or some shit like that, right? He's losing viewership, right? That's what he said. Can you acknowledge the fact that maybe he's not in this shit for the real for the art, for the love of the fucking art? And that's okay if he's not, but stand on it. Just stand on it. That's all I'm asking, is just stand on who you are. If you're a capitalist, say that, yes, I am a capitalist. In certain instances, yes, I am a capitalist. Okay, say that. And then we can acknowledge the fact, okay, hey, at least he told us. At least he told us that, hey, there's certain aspects of, yeah, I'm trying to get the bag. It just is what it is. At least we can acknowledge the fact that that's what it is. Now, I want to go to another Mr. Jack Harlow. Mr. Jack Harlow. Now, Mr. Jack Harlow, let me say this. Mr. Jack Harlow isn't a person that isn't he's in the news a lot for the wrong reasons, to be honest with you. And truth be told, I don't think that Jack Harlow, they said that his last album did so bad, and I'm like, 3 million is pretty decent. I mean, 3 million, as long as they're not bots, you know, and people are actually, I guess that's streams, so that I guess that's, but even still, as long as they're not bots. But I'm gonna show the first video, right? And Jack Harlow, and this is again, black people coming to the defense of them. That I just can't comprehend it. But it's like, I understand that y'all, sometimes it's kind of like you just, what I usually do is I will play to the back and let the shit play out, right? To make sure that I don't choose sides. I just want to make sure that whatever, I get more information and make sure I don't choose sides, right? Here we go.
On the podcast was funny as hell. I can respect podcasters like them asking them uncomfortable shit. That nigga said he going more blacker. He didn't lie. The nigga loves black music. He said it, so you gotta respect him. I played the album. The nigga got production from Robert Glasper, and that's one of the blackest representations that we have. This album is for niggas that get pussy, so what you want me to do? No, it's too late to like the album. Nah, nigga, too late. If you don't get pussy, just say that.
You see what I mean? So it's like, it's basically promotion for the album. Now, I will say, I haven't listened to the album, and I will also say that I do believe that Jack Harlow truly does like the craft of hip-hop. I think that he truly does like the craft of hip-hop, and I do believe that he thinks that R&B is really a great fucking craft. I think that Jack Harlow actually does appreciate the art form of hip-hop and R&B. Do you see where I'm getting at? Two different types of people, dog. I think that Jack Harlow truly does love the form of hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Now, with the quote that he said specifically, I'm gonna go to the quote. Give me a minute.
This is not a drill. Jack Harlow's brand new album just showed everyone that he fell off. As most of you guys know by now.
I don't want to say that he fell off. I want to say that 3.9 million is really fucking good. Now, if that's just streams, then I can understand that that's not enough, right? You probably need album sales specifically. But as far as a monthly listener base, I think that he's up there.
Jack Harlow ended up dropping a brand new album, Monica, last night, flopping, and this thing is doing so bad that currently on Calendar traders are now paying a 4% chance. And it just keeps looking worse for Jack Harlow because this brand new album, Monica, did 3.6 first day, which is absolutely horrific for a drill.
You see what I mean by going back to numbers and capitalism? Going back to what Timothée Chalamet said about his basically drop in 14% of viewers. Basically the cash revenue. He's talking about the money. He's going to lose viewership because of he's going to lose money. Sometimes if you're going to say what you need to say, then just say what you need to say, and that's what you feel like. And if you lose viewerships, they wasn't for you in the first place. I don't see how you're an artist and you don't understand that. You understand what I mean? You got to. But it's like also a lot of these brands like Timothée Chalamet, maybe he dated the Kardashian for a brand aspect, and that's okay if that's you. It's okay. We understand why you would do that, because it would expand your brand. It would further your reach to other people. But this is the kicker though. How do you do that and then try to go back to the art of things? Go back to the nitty and the gritty, like Yvette Carnell's be saying. The nitty and the gritty. You feel me? How do you do that and you try to basically go back to the nitty and the gritty? You feel me? As if you came out the mud. I don't even like when black people talk about they came out the mud. No, you didn't, nigga. No, you didn't. You did not come out the mud. I promise you, if you are somehow of class and if we even know about your ass, you didn't come out the mud, my nigga. I promise you that. Somebody helped your ass. Somebody gave you the A-OK. Somebody said that you was in the right place at the right time with the right things on you. You feel me? So it's like, that's neither here nor there. First of all, like I said before, I think that Jack Harlow does believe in the craft of hip hop. I truly believe that he believes in the form of hip hop. I think he believes in the form of R&B. Him joining forces with Robert Glasper, which is a phenomenal fucking producer and engineer. Like his albums, I've definitely been like bumping from time to time. Like people don't even really know about Glasper and his significance on a lot of other artists that are well known. You understand what I mean? But yeah,
his album, and even when it came to the rollout of this album, it did not work out in Jack's favor because
now it says that, let me see,
Jack Harlow said something very controversial, which was he said that quote unquote he got blacker on this album and the music.
I love black music. I love the sound of black music. Of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today. That safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found, aka Timothée Chalamet. There's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking. And this is maybe just a slip up in words, right? He does not know how to basically convey it. They probably set it out of context. Whoop-de-whoop. All I'm saying is when you look at the craft of Jack Harlow compared to the craft of Timothée Chalamet, you understand which one is doing it for the art, which one is doing it for the money. And that's both sides. Like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. That's what you want. But just stand on it. Don't try to conflate the two. That's all I was saying in my last video. I think that a lot of people were saying you're just a hater. You're just a big hater. I can be a hater. I'm going to just be honest with you. I am definitely going to tell you when I'm being a hater. I'm also going to tell you when somebody's literally pissing on your head and calling it rain. And maybe you need to like close your mouth so you don't like consume the urine that they're literally peeing in your mouth and you're saying that this is God's water. Okay, that's what a lot of you people that were in my comment section of my last video were doing. Okay, and there was like one comment that was like, yeah, you just got to let the art be the art, my friend. And I was like, I understand that. I understand that you have to let the art be the art. But you got to understand, when it comes to this country and people that look like me, the art that we create is then sold to us and then told to us what's good and bad. And that's what I won't have. That's what I will not have when you sell me what's already a part of me and say that this is better for you. What you have is not. It's not enough. You understand what I mean? I correlate that with art, right? I'm on a lot of TikTok and I'm hearing a lot of motherfuckers talking about the aspect of basically artists are selling to you the quality, quote unquote quality. And it's like, they're selling to you the quantity. Push out, more content. And it's kind of like, do you even like the fucking shit that you do? Do you like what you're doing as an artist? Do you even like it? And if not, then why the fuck are you doing it? Why are you doing it, dog? You are in 2026. Why are you doing it if you don't even like it? Just because it gives you a bag? And if that's the case, if that's the type of person you are, admit to that shit. At least admit to that shit. You ain't gotta admit to me, but admit to yourself, my nigga, because you fucking up the game, my nigga. You fucking up the game because a lot of young creatives and young artists are looking up to you and believing that you got the keys, not realizing that you have been stealing the keys and then tossing them bitches whenever they don't fucking fit your fucking door lock. You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
A lot of people the wrong way with them looking at Jack Harlow very weird like that. When it comes to the album streams, people are just grilling Jack Harlow for this. For example, some saying Jack Harlow net spend. Other person ended up saying can't believe Jack Harlow could fall off this hard. And person ended up saying MS are good. Nonetheless, still, what is my entire situation?
And that's another thing. I think that this is just my personal opinion. The audience that Jack Harlow had, specifically the audience from the Drake-ish type of background, they're not coming for Robert Glasper. You understand what I mean? The artist that Jack Harlow, let me make sure I can say this shit clearly. The artist that Jack Harlow had in the beginning of his career, the sprouting of his career, not the beginning, but the sprouting of his career, basically buzzing, his name buzzing because of Drake. Those people that latched on to Jack Harlow are not really trying to be there for the Robert Glasper Jack Harlow. Call it what it is. Because Robert Glasper is truly a good fucking engineer producer. You feel me? Like he has it's an art form of bringing creative artists together, and how it's truly on some jazz shit. Who else is be on that type of time? It's not what's the dude? Terrence Miller. Is that the dude? Terrence Martin. He be with I said Terrence Miller because I be thinking Quentin Miller. Terrence Martin. He's another one. He be out there in California. These motherfuckers are creative as fuck. They know how to cultivate art. They know how to create art. They know how to, like, they know how, it's really phenomenal to see their work. You understand what I mean? But I will say this. If you're looking for the capital ism in their work, that's not what they doing it for, dog. I promise you that's not what they doing it for. They doing it for the love of the fucking craft. The love of the craft, going back to the opera, going back to the ballet. They're not doing it for the fucking ism. And a lot of people that look like Timothée Chalamet, I'm going to keep Harlow out of it, but a lot of the people that look like Timothée Chalamet are doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's okay if that's you, then that's you. I know some people be like, no, it's not okay. But the thing is that who's going to stop them? Because the people that do that, they go on and get numbers. They get the results that they want. But you gotta stand in that. You gotta stand in that. What I think is not okay is when you convolute the two, when you conflate those two worlds, two different worlds. Just my thoughts on it. I think that a lot of people are missing the point in the Timothée Chalamet backlash and the Jack Harlow backlash. And I think that I want to specifically, I don't see people talking about the aspect of, I truly do believe that Timothée Chalamet is in it for the funds, and that's okay. And I truly believe that Jack Harlow is in it for the love of the game. Now, this is what with Jack Harlow, this is what will determine if he's truly in it though. His journey is not finished, because after this quote unquote fall off, we're going to see what he does next. We're going to see what he does next. Did he add a whole bunch of list of fucking big names to his next album? Does he go off and do major movies and shows and shit like that? If that's the case, then hey, that's what you want to do. But it's how you do it. It's the context behind it. The road to hell is paved in good intentions. You know what I mean? So it's like, the main thing is that after this quote unquote fall off for Jack Harlow, we're going to see and watch as consumers of his art form, in what ways will he bounce back, for lack of better words? In what ways will he not only bounce back, but in what ways will he, because I don't think that this is a fall off. Like they're saying that J. Cole's album is a fall off. I think that he did regular. You know what I mean? He did regular. He did normal numbers. You know what I mean? He did normal numbers. Nobody was out there talking about this is the biggest album that nobody's ever seen. No, he did regular J. Cole shit. You know what I mean? Because it's J. Cole. And I think that same thing with Jack Harlow. I think I don't know when his last album was, but it's like I don't really hear too many things about Jack Harlow's album or his music, or even him as a person. You know what I mean? But, you know, as we talk about the Timothée Chalamet, clicks, views, numbers on his name. The ism. Capitalism is a hell of a fucking ism. And that's all I wanted to say. Like that, we gon' bun kai. I thought I was done. Y'all. I'm not sure. I'm gonna just leave this as the ending. But as I see this USA Today article, it says Jack Harlow's new album Monica has no rap. That's on purpose. And I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know even how I feel about that. But we're gonna read it. Oh, wait a minute. Can we read it? I don't think we can read it because I'm definitely keeping that ad blocker. It is what it is.